Welcome to a deep dive into the economic indicator that's causing ripples across the market, the USA's lower-than-expected ISM Manufacturing PMI. Let's break it down. ISM stands for Institute for Supply Management, an organization that releases a valuable index known as the PMI or Purchasing Managers Index. This index is a barometer for the economic health of the manufacturing sector in the United States. The PMI is based on 5 major indicators: new orders, inventory levels, production, supplier deliveries, and the employment environment. A PMI reading above 50 typically indicates an expansion of the manufacturing sector. Conversely, a reading below 50 suggests a contraction. Recently, the PMI took a nosedive to 47.8, stirring up concerns among investors. This drop signals potential disruptions in the manufacturing sector, possibly due to factors like supply chain hiccups, escalating costs, and labor shortages. Now that we know what the ISM Manufacturing PMI is, let's unravel the implications of a lower-than-expected figure. A lower-than-expected ISM Manufacturing PMI can signal a potential contraction in the manufacturing sector. Now, what does this really mean and why should we care? Well, it's all about understanding the domino effect this can have on the broader economy. To start, consider the supply chain. It's the backbone of manufacturing, a complex network of suppliers, producers, and distributors. When the PMI dips below the anticipated level, it often indicates disruptions in this critical network. This could be due to a variety of reasons, such as geopolitical tensions, natural disasters, or even global health crises. These disruptions can cause delays, increase costs, and hamper the manufacturing process. Speaking of costs, a lower PMI is often associated with rising costs. These could be direct, such as higher raw material prices, or indirect, like increased transportation or labor costs. Manufacturers may try to absorb these costs, but often they're passed on to consumers. This can lead to inflation, a decrease in consumer spending, and ultimately a slowdown in economic growth. And then there's the labor aspect. The manufacturing sector is a major employer. When there's a contraction in this sector, it can lead to layoffs or hiring freezes. This increases unemployment, reduces consumer confidence, and can further dampen economic growth. The ripple effect of a lower-than-expected PMI doesn't stop there. It influences production levels and revenues. A contraction in manufacturing can lead to a decrease in production, which in turn reduces revenues for manufacturers. This can affect their profitability, stock prices, and could even have implications for investors, but that's not all. A declining PMI can also influence market sentiment and investment decisions. When the PMI is lower than expected, it can lead to a negative market sentiment. Investors may see this as a sign of economic instability and pull back on their investments. This can lead to a decrease in capital inflows, impacting the overall health of the economy. So, you see, the implications of a lower-than-expected PMI are far-reaching, affecting not just the manufacturing sector but the broader economic landscape. The ripple effects of a lower PMI extend beyond the manufacturing sector. Picture this. The manufacturing sector is like the heart of the economy, pumping life into various other sectors. When it suffers, the effects are felt throughout the system. A lower PMI can trigger a series of reactions that can influence central bank policies, employment, consumer spending, and the overall economic outlook. Let's start with central bank policies. Banks use economic indicators like the PMI to guide their decisions. When the PMI dips, it signals potential economic slowdown. Central banks may respond by adjusting their policies to stimulate growth. They could lower interest rates, making borrowing cheaper and encouraging businesses to invest and consumers to spend. Next, let's talk about jobs. Manufacturing is a major employer. A contraction in this sector can lead to job losses, which in turn can affect consumer spending. You see, when people are worried about their jobs, they tend to tighten their belts. They cut back on spending, which can lead to a slowdown in other sectors like retail and services. Now let's consider the overall economic outlook. The PMI is a leading indicator, meaning it can give us a heads up about future economic conditions. A sustained decline in the PMI could signal a longer-term economic downturn. This can affect everything from business investment to stock market performance. This is why continuous monitoring of the manufacturing PMI is so crucial. It helps us determine if a lower PMI is just a temporary setback or a sign of a sustained trend. It's like a barometer, gauging the pressure in the economic atmosphere. So a dip in the PMI can create waves that reach every corner of the economy. It underscores the interconnectedness of our economy, reminding us that what happens in one sector can have far-reaching effects. The PMI, like other economic indicators, serves as a barometer for the economy's health. This idea can't be overstated. These indicators provide a pulse on the economy, enabling us to gauge its performance, direction, and potential future trends. But why are these indicators so crucial? Well, they're a bit like the vital signs checked by your doctor during a routine physical. Just as your heart rate, blood pressure, and temperature provide insights into your health, economic indicators like the PMI provide insights into the health of an economy. The importance of analyzing these indicators and external factors on the economy is paramount. They offer a broader picture beyond just the numbers. For instance, a declining PMI might hint at disruptions in the supply chain, increasing costs, or labor shortages. This information can be vital in shaping responses to these challenges in terms of policymaking and business planning. Moreover, these indicators aren't just useful for economists or policymakers. They're also incredibly valuable for investors and business leaders. They help inform decisions about where to invest, when to expand a business, or even when to tighten the belt. In the world of investing, knowledge is power. By understanding these indicators, investors can make more informed decisions, potentially gaining an edge over those who neglect these vital signs. For instance, a declining PMI might suggest that it's a good time to invest in defensive stocks, which tend to do well during economic downturns. Similarly, for business leaders, these indicators can provide valuable insights into market conditions. A high PMI, for instance, could indicate a booming economy, suggesting it might be a good time to expand or launch new products. To sum up, economic indicators like the PMI offer invaluable insights into the economy's health. They provide the raw data that, when properly analyzed, can guide decision-making in investing, policy-making, and business planning. So, understanding the PMI and its implications can be a game-changer for investors, policymakers, and business leaders alike. In a nutshell, the lower-than-expected ISM Manufacturing PMI has far-reaching implications. To quickly recap, the ISM Manufacturing PMI is a vital economic indicator that reflects the health of the manufacturing sector. When it falls below expectations, like it did recently, it signals potential contractions in the sector. This can be due to various factors such as supply chain disruptions, escalating costs, and labor shortages. Such a downturn can ripple through the economy, impacting production revenues and overall economic growth. It can influence market sentiment and investment decisions, even swaying central bank policies. The repercussions may include changes in employment rates, consumer spending, and the general economic outlook. But it's not all doom and gloom. This situation underscores the importance of keeping a close watch on economic indicators. They're the pulse of the economy, providing valuable insights into current trends and future trajectories. Remember, keeping an eye on these economic indicators can keep you one step ahead in this dynamic economic landscape. Thank you for joining us in this enlightening journey into the world of economic indicators.